Made by OGs.
Tavaras, Jordan.
Look.
Welcome back to another vlog with Art and Soul Brunch. Today we got Tavaras. He is one of our first producers I've ever interviewed. So, T, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, like she said, I'm Tavaras Jordan. I'm a producer, also a lifelong drummer. I grew up playing the drums in church. Started making beats when I was about 15. Since I was a youngin', I knew that was my calling. So I'm just a musician, just trying to do my thing.
The caddy looking good, and I kept the stock.
Well, really all my music has a church influence, but more specifically, I think it's my chords, my chord progressions on as far as the pianos that I use in my beats. I think that's what people take away from it as far as getting that church feeling. But I guess you can also say my drum patterns too. Like I said, I'm a drummer at heart, and that's just something that's second nature to me. So whenever I'm making beats, I really don't even worry about the drums. You know, with that being something that I know that I have in the pocket. But as far as the church feeling, it definitely comes from my chord progressions. I looked up to a lot of people, but I guess people that had the biggest influences on me are people like the Jermaine Dupri's, Devontae Swing, Pharrell, Manny Fresh, Drummer Boy, people like that. Just because, you know, I can remember listening to their music whenever I was a youngin'. You know, it's always something that stuck with me, especially with my church and kind of vintage 90s, 80s sound. Those are people that definitely that influenced me the most.
Moving multiples, my view is ocean view.
I mean, to me, it worked out because there's nothing new under the sun. You know, history repeats itself time and time again. So, I mean, something as subtle as cowbells that are used in a lot of drum patterns today, they were doing that in the 80s. You know, they were doing that in the 90s. So, you know, it's nothing new. You know, everybody just takes something and, you know, kind of put their own innovation to it. Yeah, I worked on a couple TV shows like Bad Girls Club, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. What else? I think there was a show called Dash Dolls that was on Oxygen Network a few years back. So those are probably my biggest accomplishments, you know, having my instrumentals being placed on those TV shows. But I've definitely worked with a few artists from the Ville, like Amal Latif, William Price, Starseed, Dro, Puma Zay. Those are all my guys. And I'm not actually from the Ville. I'm from a county over, Harnett County, from a small town called Johnsonville. So I think that plays a major part as to why people kind of just now getting hip to my music, because I didn't necessarily grow up in Fayetteville, but I was close enough. You know, I have homies out here, I have family that grew up out here. But musically, yeah, everybody's starting to tap in now, so it's pretty cool.
Last your question is if the change really for the.
Alright, so the beat started out on an instrumental album that I put out last November called Stuck in the 90s. And that instrumental album is just basically me taking a lot of 90s samples and flipping those in my own way. So that beat was the intro to the instrumental album. And Ahmad heard it, you know, he went crazy. So, you know that's my partner. So, you know, I had to give it to him. I knew he was gonna do it justice. So yeah, he took the beat. Maybe took like a week or so. He sent me a track back, and he had put my man Woozy on there, and I think that really set it off. So yeah, man, me, Ahmad, Woozy, I don't know, that track is real special. And like we were just talking about that vintage sound, that 80s, 90s sound, like that song is the epitome of that, from the sample to the analog bass that I use to the drums that I use in the beat. So yeah, it turned out well. Yeah, shout out to Ahmad and Woozy. Let's see, my latest and greatest. I gotta start with my man AJ Snow down in Dallas, Texas. That's an artist I've been working with for about a year and a half now. Me and him, we have some chemistry that's pretty evident in our music. He just dropped an EP last night, actually, called Dinner at Gypsy's. I produced 4 out of the 5 records on there. His last couple projects prior to that, I had a few tracks on those albums as well. So yeah, working with AJ Snow, like that's definitely opened a lot of doors for me in the past year and a half, because he's connected to a lot of people. So along with him, I also been working with this artist named Monroe Flow. I'm sure a lot of people know Larry Jones. This is actually one of Larry Jones' artists. So me and him, we've been building a relationship recently as well. He just dropped an album a couple weeks ago called Trouble in Paradise 2, and I have 2 tracks on there. So check that out. So yeah, those are the most recent bodies of work that I've worked on. Yeah, Larry Jones for sure. I actually met Larry a couple months ago down in Dallas. He had a show in Dallas, hometown of my man AJ Snow. My man AJ Snow opened up for him. Met him backstage, real cool dude. He actually knew of me, which was, even cooler. So yeah, I've been sending him beats lately. So hopefully, 2021, I can manifest something with that. But Larry Jones for sure. But I mean, there's countless artists though that I really feel like would mesh well with my music. Just one off the top of my head, Chris Brown. Like the chord progressions that I use and stuff. Like I'm pretty sure if he heard me, it would be crazy. So yeah. I have an instrumental album coming out soon, maybe February 2021. I'm gonna call this one Southern Playalistic. And that's just a ode to me listening to a lot of old school 90s rap like Outkast, 8-Ball, MJG, UGK, guys like that. So yeah, Southern Playalistic, the instrumental album, that's coming soon. Me and Monroe Flow that I mentioned earlier, me and him, we locked in pretty good right now, so we have some records coming. AJ Snow, he's about to release another album next month called Pink Champagne. I did the majority of that. So yeah, that's what I got in the pipeline right now. Me and Puma Zay got some records. Y'all tell Puma Zay to drop them records. You know what I'm saying? We got some jams in the cut. Yeah, William Prize, Amal Latif, all my guys in the Ville, we still working. So yeah, I'm trying to keep going for sure.
Tavaras, Jordan.
Become a student. History is something that always be here, and you have to know what happened to know where you're going. That's something that I've always believed in. Even when I was in school, I was a history nerd, so that channeled into my music as well. So I studied music in general, especially black music. So just become a student, because if you're a student of the game and you're always willing to learn, you're gonna win at the end of the day. Shout out to my man AJ Snow, my whole Made by OGs family. Shout out to Amal Latif, the whole New Art Society family. Shout out to my man Puma Zay. Shout out William Prize. Shout out Starseed Dro. Shout out all my partners out here in the Ville. Shout out to Art and Soul for having me on here. Yeah, shout out to my grandma too. I can't leave here without shouting out my grandma. And just a little bit about her, she's a minister of music. She's been a minister of music at our home church for over 40 years. And I came up under her, so without her, y'all wouldn't even have me right here. So shout out to my grandma, man. Yeah.